Alright, what's up everybody? Hope you're doing well. This is Sly Hopkins and I got a little bit different of a type of video for you today. This is going to be a part of a video series called Make a Game in 24 Hours. This is something I've wanted to do for quite a while. First of all, thank you to all the new subscribers though. I think we're up over 220 subscribers, somewhere in there. So what am I going to do for this video? So my idea was that I want to make a game in 24 hours. Now, initially, I was thinking I'm just going to stay up for 24 hours, do this whole thing in 24 hours. But I do have a job, and, even with the times off, I just, it's not something I want to do. It's 24 hours straight. So it's 24 hours time total from the time I start the game, or when I start making the game. I'll get 24 hours of work time. And if I get distracted while I'm making it, then that still counts towards the time. So I need to stay consistent doing it. I don't think this is going to take 24 hours just because of the type of game I picked. Although I haven't been working in Unity that much the last few months. I took like a month off of game development, and now I've recently been getting into learning Blender. So it's not like I forgot everything in Unity, but I'm not going to be as efficient as I was when I was making Elf Kicker. That being said though, here is the kind of rules I set for myself. So the theme is Pong with explosions. Now, how did I settle on Pong for doing this? The other day when I was making the video about Bungie, just about what's going on with the Bungie company, I was reading, and their first game, or the guy who kind of made Bungie, his first game was a game called Nop, which is Pong spelled backwards, and that's kind of how he got into making games. And that's just, this isn't my first game, but I just thought that was kind of cool. I've always liked Pong. It's, a throwback, a appreciation of one of the first video games ever created. But I don't want to just make, a Pong clone. So the theme is Pong with explosions. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to incorporate the explosions. And here's the requirements that I set for myself. This isn't set in stone, of course. Some of this is, kind of up to what I want to do. But I should try and follow this. Must make all assets inside of Blender 2D. Make game in Unity 2D. 24 hours total work time. No AI for art. Write pseudocode. So what I mean by that is I need to write the pseudocode, and then if I want to, I can, type it into ChatGPT and have it print out the code. That's kind of I already dealt with learning all that in Unity, and it's just, it's a quicker thing. But I do need to write the pseudocode. There's no just asking AI to write the code for me, for a couple different reasons. For one, it doesn't work as well when you don't know what you want. And two, it just, it's not completely necessary to write code that's available on the internet. I could just go on Google and get it. It's the same as using AI. It's just a quicker thing. And then I need to release it on itch, which is it's a game library for people who play video games and for creators. So if you haven't been on itch before, very cool website. There's a bunch of indie games, bunch of, fully developed games that you can buy, you can play for free. It's a very cool website. You can get assets off there. It's kind of an alternative to Steam. I wouldn't say it's completely an alternative. It's more of a, the punk rock of, game development, itches. And that's, I mean that by a compliment. So that's the requirements. First thing I'm going to do is make the assets in Blender. I am using Blender 2D, which is it's a little bit different than Blender 3D. If you really look at it, it's all in a 3D view, but it's kind of showing you a 2D screen. Behind the 2D screen is a 3D version, so I'm still kind of learning that. So I'm going to be saving the assets as images, which I don't know if that's the best practice to do that way. But I'm still trying to learn Blender, so this is kind of the process of me learning as well. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is making these assets, and I'll probably just do a time lapse of me making the assets. Alright, so I got all of my assets loaded into Unity. I also started the groundwork for an explosion animation. I made a bunch of different colors, but I'll get into that in the next episode. But for this one, we're going to drag these few objects that we do have into the game. Go ahead and drag the goal. And I'll have to resize these, of course, so we'll make ball is going to be the smallest object out of these. Got the goal. Put that over here for now. Of course, we'll have two of them. Not sure if it's going to be sticking out into the game or if we're just going to have it kind of off to the side, and then we'll make this slightly bigger than the ball. Make the ball pretty small. See what that looks like in the game view. Of course, we'll adjust this all around once I'm getting into it, and then we'll add the field. I have to adjust the size just a little bit. I don't want to stretch it too much. If anything, we'll have to make the camera a little bit smaller. So I got the game objects in the game. I'm going to have to adjust a lot of this since I'm making the assets. There's some things that I'm going to have to consider, like stretching this net. If I really want to stretch it that far, I'm probably going to have to go back and make it similar to the length of the field or the height of the field. That being said, there's some workarounds I could probably do, and that's if I want to keep the net that way, but I just kind of got it all in the scene to kind of get a feel for it. It's honestly not looking bad. There's a few things on the paddle I'll probably have to go and fix. I got a couple bars on here that look a little bit off. This one's kind of above and this one's behind, but I kind of like the way it looks, and I like the ball, so we'll have to see. I'm going to adjust a few things, but for episode 1, this is a good start. Then next episode, we're going to start the coding. I'm going to work on the explosions, make a few edits to the assets. I might save that for last, actually. This is kind of a good battle plan. I can do all that kind of last. I need to get the game to work, and then I can work around that, because this looks, good enough, honestly, for making a quick game for Pong. I could get going with this right here. I'll just duplicate a paddle for the other side, duplicate a goal for the other side, and then we got the ball made. So looks pretty good start, and make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.